On this season, as we go on a journey to our culinary roots, we are joined by Shipra Khanna, a chef who is redefining the concept of fusion. Combining traditional wisdom with modern techniques, Chef Shipra is a trailblazer who truly embodies a holistic lifestyle. She's going to show us how to cook, when to cook, and what to cook for our tummies and our souls to be truly happy.
You know, in the hectic rush of modern life, where almost everything is in abundance and surplus, the one thing that actually is in deficit is time. And I think the biggest setback of that is faced by our eating habits.
See, as important as meals are, so are meal times. So when you're having a meal, like with breakfast, you have to have it in the breakfast time.
Got it.
It comes with mindful eating. That's all I can say. Where you know, to grow your body in a healthy way, you have to have proteins, you have to have fruits, vegetables, good carbs, right, which are easily absorbed, and fiber.
Yeah.
So these call for a balanced meal. So
Yeah.
if you divide your day into separate meals and you balance it with all these things, you don't need to have extra medicines.
When we're talking about meal times, I think, you know, the first thing that comes to my mind actually all time for me is meal time, because I'm hungry literally through the day. But how do you start your day?
I've started eating millets a lot. In fact, the recipe that I'm making for you for breakfast is also with millets.
Oh, nice.
But it's in a really different take.
Okay.
Because I like to experiment with my food, always. Say if you're making idli with lentils and rice, which traditionally it's made with.
Yeah.
So I make my idlis with suji, that's semolina. Like in India, we like hot breakfast.
Yes.
We like things like the rotis coming hot.
Absolutely.
So we are very like, you know, we want to eat fresh food. But of course, like moving to the cities, your thought processes change and you want to be like, okay, something that's healthy and it's on the go. Or even for that matter, protein bars. You can make those yourself. You can, instead of using honey or dates, you can add seeds, you can add so many things, you know, and just make it like wholesome. And you can also put that same bar if you made, you can also dip it in hot milk or cold milk and enjoy it as breakfast.
You know, all this conversation about conscious eating and mindful living is making my stomach rumble a little bit. So maybe it's time we move to those delicious recipes you mentioned. Let's go. After you.
I'm making pancakes.
Okay.
But with the magic of millets.
Okay, and how does that work?
So you have to see. This is nachni.
Okay.
And I'm using it, it's one of the millets. So we have a lot of millets. We have a wide variety of ragi, nachni, jowar. I mean, you can pick and choose which ones go well with you. For pancakes, this nachni is perfect.
Okay.
To this, I'm going to add a little bit of demerara sugar, the brown sugar. You can, you know, even sweeten it with a little bit of jaggery powder if you're like really conscious.
Okay.
And along with that, cinnamon. Egg, this is optional.
Okay.
If you're vegetarian, you can add a banana. I love banana in a pancake.
So tell me more, the whole idea about millets, it seems to be becoming quite a rage and an option for most people who are trying to make gluten-free foods, right?
Yeah. So the United Nations has declared year 2023 as the International Year of Millets.
Wow.
All the more reason to incorporate it in your diet, isn't it?
So it's basically gone from local to global back to local.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we need to rest it for half an hour.
Okay.
Then it'll all, you know, get together. It's well rested. And that's when we start making our pancakes.
All right. So this is actually, like you were saying earlier, that it's actually such a wonderful mix because you're putting something nutritious with something fresh.
Yeah.
All of them together are actually making it a wholesome meal, right?
Yeah. So we have these peaches. So I'm just collecting all the fruit because we make our pancakes look pretty.
Yes.
So these are fresh coconut. It's also
nice.
toasted. You can actually toast this and keep it. I can try it. It's a good snack as well. Yeah, you can just
It's like
put
having
it.
a chip?
Yeah, it's like a chip. So you like slice it thinly and you put it in an air fryer or an oven.
Okay.
Or you can do it on a tawa also, no problem.
This is really pretty.
I promised you a platter. This is just the beginning.
Wow. And what are we going to team this up with? Okay.
some gift from the honeybees.
So ordinarily we would maybe start our morning with a hot cup of tea or coffee, but given this is Roots of My Platter and we are looking at age-old wisdom, I have a feeling that you're going to be making something quite fancy, which I'm sure a lot of people already know, but we're calling it the golden latte. Why don't you tell us more about that, Shipra?
Actually, I would say the name is very fancy.
Isn't it?
But it's our age-old grandmother's, turmeric milk, which she would give us when we fall or we get hurt, and because turmeric is a natural healer. So when the turmeric milk from the grandmother's kitchen went to the West, it's named as golden latte. So I'm going to add only pepper. Okay. I'm going to pound that.
All right.
And a little bit of elaichi.
Cardamom.
So we are just going to reduce it like to half or maybe less than half. So I'm using regular milk, but of course you can add almond milk or whatever type of milk you like. But I want to make it frothy.
I feel that the goodness from these spices and these roots is definitely a lot more effective than just putting plain turmeric powder.
Yeah. And I'm going to add some honey for sweetness.
Okay. Okay, so what's the last dish on our menu today?
So I'm making overnight soaked oats with fruit and nuts.
Yeah.
Very simple, easy, delicious. It's supposed to be served chilled.
Okay.
All I'm going to do is put it in the glass and layer it with fruit and nuts.
Lovely. Just okay, so my job here is done and I shall move to the table. I will see you there.
Absolutely.
Wow, this looks like a delightful sight. You know, what a wonderful way to break your nightly fast with nutrition and good taste.
And good health.
And good health.
So go for it.
Okay, I think I'm going to try this first. The golden latte. Yeah.
And of course, pancakes we can't miss.
No, those have to be savored. Delicious. I don't think you can go wrong with anything that is freshly prepared for breakfast. Because I think with the sun coming up, slowly your appetite starts to go up as well. And I think this is really the best thing to give your body first thing to start the day.
And along with like good nutritious meals, I think timing is very important. So you've got to keep in mind what time you're eating what.
Actually, try to maintain a really good, healthy relationship with food. And I always think of food being a good medicine for my body so that I don't end up eating medicines as food. You know, I think conscious and holistic eating is something that is so easily within our grasp.
Yeah, absolutely. And all we have to do is connect with our roots, isn't it?
On this episode, we explored a delicious range of breakfast dishes, rich with the healthy goodness of millets. The perfect morning fuel for a perfect day. This is Roots of My Platter.